The purpose of this tutorial is to enhance one's knowledge of available capabilities in Microsoft Excel. The intended audience for this tutorial is a teacher or school librarian looking at numbers of books in their classroom or school libraries. These skills are necessary because all those who are in charge of giving book access to students need to make sure there are enough books in a variety of genres. A collection heavy with fiction books is not providing adequate access to important texts that students both want and need. In the opposite manner, a collection heavy with nonfiction books is not giving students access to other varieties of fiction stories. This tutorial is an example of a classroom teacher analyzing their classroom library collection. By the end of this tutorial, the learner will be able to create a spreadsheet with functions for finding totals in various categories. In addition, the learner will be able to take the spreadsheet they created and turn it into a visual graph for easy reading and analysis. So let's get started. Here is a spreadsheet that I have started to work on. I am choosing to sort my collection into nonfiction and fiction books using the categories that I currently have in my classroom library. I started with nonfiction books and typed the different categories on the left side of the spreadsheet. In the cells next to the categories, I entered the number of books I currently have. Now I am going to type out the books that I have that are classified as fiction. I will skip a few lines and type fiction and bold it so I know we are looking at another set of books. I know that I have chapter books, fantasy fiction, realistic fiction, books written in Arabic, and fiction stories about animals. I will then go back and enter the number of books that I have in each section. Now that the information has been entered, I can create a function to add the totals in each category together to find the total numbers of fiction and nonfiction books that are in my collection. To do this, I need to select where I want that information to appear. Personally, I would like it to appear underneath all the numbers that I have entered. I will add total to this cell and then click in the cell next to that. I need to type the equal sign so the program knows I am creating a function, and then click in each cell where I have entered a number. You will notice on the top of the screen that the program is listing the cell numbers. For example, this cell is B5, this cell is B6, and so on. After I click each cell, I need to type the plus sign in order for all these numbers to be totaled together. So I will continue clicking and typing the plus sign until I am finished. When done, press enter and the total number of books will appear. Now I know that my collection has 153 nonfiction books. I will do the same thing for my nonfiction books. Now I can see that I have 208 fiction books in my collection. Now I want to turn this information into a graph for easy visual reading and analysis. To do this, I need to highlight all the cells containing the information that I want in my chart. I want to make two separate graphs for this. I want to make a graph for nonfiction books and a graph for fiction books. So I highlight all my nonfiction book information then go up to the top of the screen and click Insert. Here I can choose what kind of graph I want. I can have a bar graph, pie chart, scatter plot graph, or another of my choosing. Click on your graph of choice, and there it is. I can move this graph for it to appear in a particular place on my page. Now I will do the same thing for my fiction books. These graphs give me information very quickly, and I can now use this when I am looking at adding new books to my collection. In closing, after watching this tutorial, the learner should now be able to create a spreadsheet, find totals of numbers, and use the information to create a graph for visual display.